New details into out front about the man who allegedly murdered Charlie Kirk. The suspect's name is Tyler James Robinson, and out front just spoke to a man who worked with the 22-year-old as recently as 2 weeks ago. So 2 weeks ago, the man you see on your screen was at work. The two were both doing electrical work at what our source, who did not want to be identified, describes as a big custom house in Santa Clara, Utah. He says Robinson was, quote, a little abnormal, didn't talk to anyone. He was a quiet dude, and he didn't like talking unless spoken to. He stays in the back, and I knew from word of mouth from coworkers that he was not fond of Trump or Charlie Kirk, obviously. Now, you know, when you think about this, right, he's working on this job site 2 weeks ago. Robinson was a 4.0 student, honor roll kid. He'd received a prestigious scholarship to college. He had no criminal record. He is registered to vote, but not affiliated with a party. His parents are both registered Republicans. Right now, though, he is being held without bail on several charges, including aggravated murder. They say assassinating Charlie Kirk as a sniper. These are live pictures we're showing you right now of a Utah County jail. That is where Robinson is as we speak. Now, according to sources, he is not cooperating. He is not speaking to investigators. He was arrested overnight, though, more than 250 miles away from Utah Valley University, where Kirk was shot as he spoke to a crowd of students. We do have some new video of a person matching Robinson's description walking near Utah Valley University just moments before the shooting. So again, appears to be new video of the suspect just before the shooting. What later ensued was a massive manhunt, more than 33 hours, that ended only after Robinson's family turned him in. A source tells us that Robinson's father recognized his son after seeing these images. And it wasn't images you could look at and realize if that was somebody you knew well or that was your child, you would recognize them. Well, his parents did. And when confronted by his father, Robinson confessed, according to another source. But according to our John Miller's reporting, Robinson did not want to surrender. And he told his father, according to John's reporting, quote, I would rather kill myself than turn myself in. Now, police say that one of Robinson's family members eventually reached out to a family friend, contacted the sheriff's office. And according to court documents, Robinson's behavior leading up to the shooting had changed. They say, and I quote, investigators interviewed a family member of Robinson who stated that Robinson had become more political in recent years. And Utah's governor says the casings found with the rifle that's believed to have been used in the assassination included inscriptions like the words, hey, fascist, catch. Now, in a moment, I'm going to speak to Utah's Attorney General Derek Brown about the evidence and the investigation. First, though, I want to go to Ed Lavandera because he's outside that jail I just briefly showed you in Spanish Fork, Utah, where we understand Robinson is, right behind you tonight. Ed, and what is the latest that you're learning?
Well, he is here being held without bond. Two sources tell CNN that he did speak with investigators briefly when he was first taken into custody, but now we understand he is no longer speaking with investigators. And this, as investigators are now focused on trying to piece together the motive for what might have inspired this deadly attack.
We got him.
The information that led investigators to Tyler Robinson came just after authorities released new videos and enhanced photos of the suspect fleeing the shooting scene. The 22-year-old was arrested at his home at 10 p.m. Thursday night. Robinson is now in custody in the Utah County Jail, held on several charges, including aggravated murder, felony discharge of a firearm, and obstruction of justice. He could face the death penalty. The manhunt lasted 33 hours and started right after conservative activist Charlie Kirk was shot and killed with a single supersonic bullet. 12:23 p.m. Wednesday local time. Investigators say this video shows Robinson running along the rooftop of a Utah Valley University campus building, dropping to the ground and walking away. A rifle was found in a wooded area near the university with evidence that may point to the suspect's motive.
Inscriptions on the 3 unfired casings read, hey, fascist, exclamation point, catch, exclamation point.
The governor also revealed investigators have unreleased video they say shows Robinson arriving on campus in a Dodge Challenger.
He is observed on video in a plain maroon t-shirt, light-colored shorts, a black hat with a white logo, and light-colored shoes.
Authorities say the suspect arrived on campus at 11:52 a.m. Less than 24 hours later, at 9:48 a.m. Thursday, the FBI released the first photos from surveillance video of a person of interest, showing a man in sunglasses and a dark blue cap wearing a t-shirt with an American flag. Later that night at 7:52 p.m., authorities released the video of the suspect running across a rooftop. Robinson, matching the descriptions in the video, was later located at his home in Washington County, Utah, at 10 p.m. Thursday, 260 miles from the scene, and taken into custody. According to Utah's governor, Robinson's father confronted him after seeing the video and the images and told his son to turn himself in. Robinson was then transported overnight and booked into jail just before 2 a.m. Friday morning, 12 miles from the scene of Kirk's shooting.
And Aaron, local prosecutors tell us that formal criminal charges will be filed on Tuesday, and that is when Tyler Robinson is expected to make his first court appearance, his initial appearance, but he will not be taken from this jail to the court. We are told that hearing will take place virtually. Aaron?
All right. I guess with all the frenzy that would surround that. Ed, thank you very much. And outside that jail, I want to go now to the Attorney General of Utah, Derek Brown, as promised. And Attorney General, I appreciate your time. As you see that, Ed standing in front of the jail where Tyler Robinson is right now and is going to be through that booking. Is this, Attorney General, an open and shut case?
Well, I think at this point, what we know is that we've got a suspect in custody. The next couple of days, we're going to be obtaining all the evidence we can. As you've already indicated, this is a process of getting evidence that we can use in the charging documents. So the charging documents will be filed. We'll have that appearance in a couple of days. And then our goal now is to identify everything that we can, get the kind of information that we can to, essentially assure that we have the right charges. We, at the county level, where your reporter is, we've had great work done, but we've also worked together with federal law enforcement as well. And so really this has been, I think, a model of cooperation from the highest levels of the Department of Justice all the way to the county level here in Utah.
So, and obviously you're gathering all of your information. But we understand, I was just talking about, we had talked to somebody who was actually on a job, an electrical job with Tyler Robinson just 2 weeks ago, right? Described him as a little abnormal, not talking to anybody sitting in the back, but that he had made clear to some others that he was not a fan of Trump or Charlie Kirk's. These are just the little data points, right, that are coming in. I understand, Attorney General, that the suspect is not talking to investigators right now, although he might have briefly at the beginning. Is there anything you can share with us about what he said then or about his demeanor? Anything about how he is conducting himself right now?
At this point, I can't, because we're going to be involved in the prosecution. But what I can promise is that we're doing two things. Number one, we're collecting all the information we can, doing every conceivable avenue that's out there to collect information about what happened, people he's talked to, and that sort of thing. And then we will use that to ensure that he is brought to justice. And all options are on the table for that.
All right. So justice. What does that mean in your view in this case? What is justice?
Well, justice is ensuring that the individual is held accountable for what he did. I mean, that's the real process that we have to go through right now, is identifying all of the relevant facts, making sure that the charges that are brought are appropriate. And, as the governor mentioned, all the options are available at this table. They're all on the table.
President Trump earlier, was very direct. He said, I hope he gets the death penalty. Do you want to see the death penalty in this case? I mean, obviously, in your state, it's been used only 8 times since it was reinstated in 1976. But it is a possibility in the state of Utah. Is that, and the president, has certainly made his view clear. Do you agree?
Yes. Well, at this point, it's hard to say, and I can't comment on it because I am so close to this, and I'm on the actual prosecution. But that being said, I mean, it is something that, as I mentioned, when I say that everything is on the table, that's clearly part of the issues that we are looking at, and in terms of charges, that's what will be on the table.
All right. Well, I appreciate your time, Attorney General. Thank you very much for joining us on this Friday, all these major developments here.